Welcome to Animania Chronicles, where we dive deep into the captivating worlds of anime, dissecting stories, unraveling characters, and sharing our passion for all things animated. Welcome back to our sixth part of our 9-part series review on the anime viral hit. We explore the latest twists and turns in the story. From intense battles to surprising character developments, this episode has it all. Join us as we analyze the key moments and speculate on what's next for our heroes. Hobin immediately starts panicking as there is no point in having the fight at the location without rain and immediately starts running away. Snap pauses the stream to go after him. Tu is watching all this on his phone while in the bathroom when suddenly someone sprays water on him. Angrily, he turns around to see Hobin there, who starts showering him and the entire area with water to rile him up and make the floor slippery. He gets down and tries to kick, but realizes that he has no grip. Hobin immediately tries to go for a takedown, but T lands a beautiful hook that completely rocks him. Hobin forgot that T is a pro MMA fighter who can also use his fists. Snap records the entire ordeal as T slaps the crap out of Hobin, asking whether he thought T could only use kicks. Before he could get slapped again, Hobin steadies himself and lands a clean calf kick on T, who wasn't expecting it because of the water on the floor. It turns out that Hobin specifically bought a pair of shoes with anti-slip material and practiced with them in the bathhouse. T grabs a hold of his calves in pain while Hobin gives a thumbs up to the camera, telling his viewers to like and subscribe if they want to enjoy the full fight. While Hobin was busy posing in front of the camera, T had already gotten up. He punches Hobin, who barely avoids getting hit. But then T throws another punch. As Hobin dodges it, he wonders when T got up and how he can move so well on the slippery floor even without anti-slip shoes. T punches Hobin directly in the face, making him realize that he is completely outskilled. At that moment, Hobin realizes the importance of footwork. Gu joins the chat and comments that even though T is slipping, he is using that momentum to close in on his enemy. As T moves closer to him, Hobin decides to give up on escaping. Instead, he uses his calf kick to stall him and declares that this fight is just beginning. But the truth is that taking some heavy hits has quickly drained his stamina. Hobin then lands another calf kick on T, but this time T counterattacks and hits him with a punch. Snap is worried about the direction the fight is heading in. For starters, he wants Hobin to stop yelling the name of his move before attacking, and then he wants him to try something other than calf kicks. Snap suddenly realizes that Hobin might actually have a plan. He might just be trying to get his opponent used to him shouting the name of the move before attacking. This way, he can trick him with a surprise overhead punch instead. That is exactly what Hobin was planning. He moves towards T, yelling calf kick, but instead tackles him out of nowhere. Even T is taken aback by that, but Hobin doesn't seem to have enough power to bring him down. In that moment, he remembers the words of Cockman, who told him how to target the opponent's vital points with a tackle. The easiest point to target is the back of the knee, pulling which can help you bring down even a much heavier enemy. Hobin does just that and throws T to the floor. Both of them are surprised by the success of the move, and Snap feels that something bad is soon going to happen because T won't go down so easily. Nevertheless, Hobin is on top now, and Snap as well as the viewers are excited because they believe that he can just punch his enemies senseless. However, Cockman had forbidden Hobin from throwing careless punches at a pro. Instead, he had taught him a move he could use to knock out the enemy quickly and surely. Hobin swiftly puts his hand behind T's back and grabs his collar. He then puts his second hand on the other side and grabs the collar there too, forming a cross. Now all he has to do is tightly clench his fists and pull the collar as hard as he can. This was what he trained for while developing his core strength by hanging on the bar. As Hobin is finally in the cross-choke position, his viewers can't believe he pulled out a secret move at such a time. Hobin counts to 10 because that is how long it takes for an opponent under the cross-choke to black out. But surprisingly, T is just fine. He tells Hobin that his legs are not on top of him, and that is his first mistake. Hobin can't understand why the cross-choke didn't work, and then T asks him if this is his first real fight. This is where the first rule of fighting, to never get worked up, backfires on Hobin. Because he panicked when his cross-choke didn't work, he gave T the chance to punch him. Hobin began to curse himself, thinking that he is a fool who couldn't achieve anything even after all that training. He is flung towards a urinal while realizing that he lost track of the basics because he was so occupied with executing a special attack. T is back on his feet now, and he tells Hobin that he deserves some credit for the tackle and cross-choke move he just pulled. Snap thinks that they were too close to victory, and so do the viewers. But Gil says that earlier T let Hobin tackle him down on purpose. T reveals the reason for that too as he shows Hobin one of his anti-slick shoes that he just took away. Hobin panics, realizing that he has not done any damage to the enemy and has already lost his biggest advantage. As T puts on the anti-slip shoe, Hobin realizes that he is screwed. Coachman's lesson clearly told him that if he cannot stop a Taekwondo user from using his kicks, the only thing left for him is to run away. Meanwhile, Kim was watching this live broadcast from a cafe, and Bone was with him too. She doesn't want to watch the fight even though Kim insists. He knows that she is upset with Hobin because he has been ignoring her calls and messages ever since that day. She replies that she doesn't even want to talk about him. She says that she is not interested in the fight, but as Kim remarks that Hobin just pulled a good move, she eagerly leans over him to watch it. She asks him if Hobin wins with that, but seeing the shabby attempt at a chokehold, Kim denies it. He turns off the phone, and Bomi pesters him to turn it on quickly. Kim tells her that it is better if she doesn't watch what is going to happen next. Back at the fight scene, Hobin seems to have entered a depression because of his failure. Snap yells at him to come back to his senses, and even the viewers comment that it is no time to cry. Hobin accepts that he never had a chance against T from the very beginning. He keeps his head down as he apologizes to the viewers, who refuse to accept his apology and cheer him on. However, as Snap yells at him, asking if he doesn't want to make money, Hobin quickly returns to his senses. He gets up to fight again and thanks all the viewers for motivating him. He recalls what Cockman said about Taekwondo fighters needing both their legs to unleash their full power. Also, T's dominant kicking leg is his right leg, in which he is wearing an anti-slip shoe. Hobin believes that T will use it as support and kick only with his left leg, so he still has a chance. Suddenly, he sees T's foot right in front of his face while he seems too far away. The very next moment, Hobin gets kicked in the chest and begins gasping for air as his mind goes blank. His vision gets hazy and he can't even think about what to do next. He decides to attack T almost out of habit, but T lands a solid kick to his face. Hobin tries using a calf kick next, but the result is still the same. T launches a combo of kicks to his face without even moving from his place. He then lifts his foot high up and strikes Hobin's bare foot with his heel. Hobin screams in pain, but T tells him to stop reacting like a girl because he didn't even break his bones yet. Snap is on the verge of crying and yells at T to stop. He does not have any plans to show mercy and decides to finish the fight with the fanciest and most powerful move he has, the back kick. He hits Hobin right in the guts, and Snap is brought to his knees by the shock too. Hobin is unconsciously drooling now, and T pokes him, calling him lucky that he didn't receive a kick from his right foot. He then moves on to Snap, saying that as promised, he will take over the YouTube channel now and Snap will have to work for him. Snap suddenly notices something behind and says, "Stop." But T says that they have not even started yet. Snap tells him that he is not talking to him, and T turns around to find Hobin back on his feet with just half his consciousness. He begins mumbling about how Taekwondo back kicks are dangerous even if they don't hit you properly. He recalls how hard he trained to develop endurance for it and then gets into a fighting position again, repeating the name of the title of his video, How to Fight a Taekwondo Fighter as a Regular Person. Hobin stands in a toilet with walls on 3 sides and tells his viewers to stay tuned. The viewers are going crazy because Hobin really got up after all that damage, even though no one believes that he can win this fight. Even Snap tells him to give up now because money is not worth this. But Hobin is not fighting for money, he is fighting for Snap's honor and their friendship. T mocks him for thinking that being in a toilet with 3 sides closed will allow him to win. Hobin is shivering as he says that it will. T decides to prove him wrong and launches another powerful back kick at him. But then, to everyone's surprise, Hobin hangs on the door frame of the toilet and dodges the kick. He then jumps on T, tackling him down while he still tries to process the sudden changes. T falls to the ground, and this time Hobin is placed firmly on top of him. He puts his hands around T's neck once again, and this time he pulls him like he pulled a garbage bag using the cord. This flawless baseball choke amazes even Kim, who returned to watching the live stream because of Bomb's insistence. The chokehold succeeds in knocking out T, who made a bet with Hobin because he thought of him as a mere insect. T looked at his puny body and thought of him as nothing but a toy to play rough with. Now that same toy is filling him with shame. As he strangles him in front of the entire world, this defeat reminds T of the first time he lost in the professional circuit. His opponent at that time used the same technique, and he was forced to tap out. T taps out to Hobin too, signaling that he has accepted his disgraceful defeat. Snap rejoices at seeing this and runs to Hobin, telling him that he has won the fight. Despite that, Hobin does not let go. He was fighting like this for the first time, and in the heat of the moment, he was so focused on finishing his move that he didn't even feel T tapping out. He keeps counting to 10 slowly, even as Snap tells him to let go before he kills T. However, Snap's voice never reaches Hobin, who is so high on adrenaline that he can't even hear his own voice. He could only recall Coachman's lesson, where he told him to count to 10 once he had the opponent in a baseball choke to ensure that he passed out or the opponent would return to fight. Hobin finishes counting to 10 and slams the unconscious T on the wet floor. He finally understands that he has won the fight, and his comment section is a riot. On the other hand, T is having a dream of the time he lost in the ring. His ambitions were shattered by that loss, and his opponent was none other than Kim, who had enough decency to lend him a hand to get back on his feet. T wakes up thinking about that when he finds Hobin and Snap trying to drag him out of the washroom. Snap wants to leave him and run, but Hobin wants to do the right thing by carrying him to a comfortable place. T asks them what the hell they are doing, and they cling to each other in terror, trying to explain things to him. He grabs Hobin's neck for trying to show him mercy, but Hobin just gives him his watch that fell on the floor. He is frustrated now, and he simply pushes Hobin aside as he gets up and walks away. He accepts his defeat and tells Hobin that he can keep his YouTube channel. Once he is out of the washroom, Hobin and Snap can finally breathe in peace. But suddenly, Snap points out that he is sweating like crazy. Hobin begins acting strange, saying that girls don't like the smell of sweat, which is why he uses an amazing medicated body spray after workouts to get rid of the smell. The viewers are dumbfounded by the sudden and unexpected sponsor ad placement, but they can't deny that it is really funny and eye-catching. They keep cracking jokes on Hobin as he advertises the body spray. With that, the stream ends, and both Hobin and Snap scream to let out the pent-up tension. After that, it is the work of editor Gil. At night, she edits the video for their channel and worries about Hobin, who took such heavy blows. She uploads the video too, and it gets 3 million views almost instantly, and the number of subscribers also almost doubles. Hobin thanks the viewers by doing his trademark handstand and then returns to his school life. Snap talks to him about how the edits made the video much better, and because of working with a pro, the views are still pouring in. That's it for today. Stay tuned for part 7 of our viral hit review series. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the vast realms of anime. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more thrilling reviews and discussions. Until next time, keep exploring the boundless wonders of anime with us.